Hello and welcome. The fourth estate of the realm remains indispensable in the dissemination of news on the happenings within and across the globe. The media serves as a bridge between the government and the people, a true middleman with a foot each in government and the society at large. In today's episode of The Shipper, we bring highlights of Nigerian Shippers Council's visit to News Agency of Nigeria, NAN. We shall also be reporting on the prestigious award conferred on the Council's Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Akuta Pius MON, by Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ. As always, we also bring you up to speed on developments from the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. Of course, a tidbit segment with Maria Uekule will be coming your way. Do stay tuned as we take a short break.
For more than 5 decades, we have empowered and protected the interests of shippers in the nation's maritime industry. Our focus is to facilitate trade, regulate tariffs and rates, as well as handle shippers' complaints on cargo losses, damage and non-delivery. We offer dispute resolution mechanism for shipping and trade disputes between shippers and service providers. We are Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator, your gateway to a thriving maritime sector. Nigerian Shippers Council will meet you at the port of your need.
Welcome back. You are watching The Shipper, your most watched maritime program, proudly brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, the nation's port economic regulator. I am Idowu Ogungbemi. Today, we are elated to share the story of a long-standing partnership between the Nigerian Shippers Council and the News Agency of Nigeria, with a mutually beneficial collaborative partnership spanning over 25 years. These two agencies are no strangers to each other. Let's now delve fully into the program as Lucy Yambi presents the stories as compiled by her correspondent.
Established by Decree 19 in 1976 and commencing operations on 2nd of October 1978, the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, is a colossal in the Nigerian information industry with a primary mandate to gather, process, and distribute news about Nigeria, both locally and internationally. In a gesture of reciprocity, the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Pius MON, visited the NAN headquarters in Abuja, sequel to NAN's Managing Director's visit to Nigerian Shippers Council's headquarters in Lagos. The visit was an extension of a hand of fellowship with which to sustain the long-standing relationship between both agencies. Dr. Akuta spoke on the immense potentials inherent in the creation of the Marine and Blue Economy Ministry to unlock opportunities in the apex sector.
We need Nigerians to know what is happening in the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. The agencies under that ministry have come together now. The structures are being built. We have a national policy on marine and blue economy, the first of its kind ever before passed in this country. We have that policy thanks to our Honorable Minister, who had done everything possible to make sure that that policy came to life. The Federal Executive Council had passed that policy. We need Nigerians to know what is happening in that sector of the economy and what are the chances of Nigerians playing big time in that economy. You will look beyond the marine into the blue economy, which is a multi-dollar global economy that many countries have matured blue economy working, but Nigeria is just starting, and we need every Nigerian to know what are the possibilities of investing in this sector and making profit within record time.
Speaking further, Dr. Akuta emphasized the value of a partnership with the media, noting that it plays a crucial role in enlightening the general public of Council's mandates and the significant infrastructural development that has taken place in the nation's ports.
This partnership that we're about to start now, I believe, will create a channel where Nigerians will be properly educated about happenings in the marine and blue economy sector, particularly as it concerns the mandate of the Nigerian Shippers Council. You will also notice that one of the things that we have done in the Nigerian Shippers Council is to look at the mandate of the council vis-a-vis the legal provisions, the Enabling Act, which is a 1978 decree which has become an act of the National Assembly. That law is almost obsolete now. The provisions there are not in tandem with modern day realities. With the support of the Honorable Minister, we came up with a draft law to reenact the agency and now to be called the Nigerian Port Economic Regulatory Agency, which is coming at the heels of our appointment as the Port Economic Regulator in the marine and blue economy sector. Now that bill has passed the National Assembly, is before Mr. President now for assent. And we believe that all of these activities happening in the marine and blue economy sector are geared towards building a new sector altogether that will provide efficiency of services that are being rendered for exporters, for importers, for indeed all shippers in Nigeria, and also to build an agency that can compete with other foreign partners at the highest level whatsoever, and also an agency that will protect not only the interests of shippers, but will also protect the investments, huge investments that are made in this sector, most of which are foreign direct investments. And if you look at the kind of investment needed in that sector, government alone cannot do it. It must have to be a public-private partnership that will guarantee that we can carry out those kind of investments and grow the economy from that sector. We have a lot of infrastructures that have been built. We need to talk about all this and promote this so that even neighboring countries, some of them landlocked, who are close to us, can also use our facilities. And we can only do that through the media means.
Responding, Managing Director, News Agency of Nigeria, Mr. Ali Muhammad, before giving a brief history of his agency, alluded to the fact that Dr. Akuta is a very media-friendly leader, while also pointing out the milestones that the Council has recorded under Dr. Akuta's leadership.
Let me congratulate you once again, my Executive Secretary, my brother, my friend, Pius, for the reforms you have instituted in the Shippers Council. Now, like the only premier of Northern Nigeria once said, if you don't blow a trumpet, no one will blow it for you, because others are busy blowing theirs. Listening to him now and earlier in the office, a lot of these reforms, notwithstanding him being a media-savvy fella, I've seen some of his reforms being reported in the media. But still, with his media team, I'm sure it's to be done. And this is where the News Agency of Nigeria, I think a partnership will be mutually beneficial. Why? Because first, we're the biggest news content provider on the continent of Africa. Right now, when we were set up way back in the late 70s, it's conceived as the voice of Africa, which was in the forefront in the fight against apartheid in South Africa. And with partnership with global brands like Reuters, like the Russian news agency, like the world's largest news agency, that is Shumua News Agency, and with the likes of Egyptian news agency, MENA, like I said, also Reuters, TASS, that is the Russian news agency, and a host of others. You couldn't have a better media partner.
In a related development, the Nigerian Union of Journalists' 70th Gala Award Night and book presentation, which was held in Abuja with a theme celebrating 70 years of journalistic excellence and the future of the Nigerian press, was held in Abuja and attended by dignitaries from within and outside the media industry. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, was represented by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, who served as the chief host. In his remarks, Alhaji Idris highlighted the president's unmatched relationship with the media, which he said is unparalleled in the history of the Nigerian presidency. Delving into the nation's journey under democratic rule, the minister enjoined the media to be a partner in progress through their reportage. Comrade Al-Hassan Yahya, President, Nigerian Union of Journalists, highlighted the reason for the gathering and emphasized the dedication and resilience of journalists who have remained passionate despite numerous challenges.
As we gather here, our hearts swell with gratitude for a giant upon whose shoulders we stand. We honor our past leaders and members whose selfless contribution laid the ground for this formidable union. They face incredible odds and challenges, yet their commitment to journalistic values never wavered. Many of those esteemed personalities have sadly passed on, but their legacies endure, vibrant and inspiring in our ongoing struggle for press freedom and the right of journalists across our beloved country, Nigeria.
Professor Tunde Akoni from Lagos State University gave a paper presentation on the prospects and problems of journalism in the age of artificial intelligence.
Although AI has come to stay, we cannot afford to shy away from technology. The reality is that AI will need human complementarity. For as long as we want to use AI, then on our part, we must be equipped with the basic knowledge that will help to fine-tune or help to validate whatever information that we expect from the use of AI. AI can be integrated into the three major phases into which our work in the media will be divided: information production, information dissemination, information consumption. Because as media men, before you are even able to also get to put into the public space reliable and valid information, you must also get to consume reliable information from reliable sources.
A journalist and a renowned politician who served as Father of the Day, Mr. Aremu Segun Oshoba, defined what it truly means to be a journalist and encouraged digitization across the profession.
I am very proud, just as Salamuka is very proud, that the NUJ today is a very solid family. You have gone through a lot of travails, problems, divided house, NUJ factions, but today we are happy that our own NUJ is one big family. I am proud to say that the only body that is the body for all of us journalists is the Nigerian Union of Journalists. I will continue to repeat that the Nigerian Guild of Editors is just a club. Being the Tobacco Private Association is just a club. Now what is a club? Swell is a club. Broadcast Organization is a club. All other bodies, online practitioner is a club. Bloggers, they are all a club. But the only father of the profession is the Nigerian Union of Journalists.
Speaking in the post-award interview, Dr. Akuta Pius MON, the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Shippers Council, expressed his joy for the award given to him by a foremost organization such as the Nigerian Union of Journalists, which has been around for 7 decades. He also praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the initiative to create the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, and also emphasized the need to secure legal backing for Nigerian Shippers Council. He shared updates on the progress of the Nigerian Port Economic Regulatory Agency bill and gave his view of where he hopes to see the council.
One of the most critical challenges that the Nigerian Shippers Council faced over the years is the issue of whether the legal regime, as it were, was still, potent enough to carry out the functions of the agency, particularly because the agency has become the port economic regulator appointed through a presidential fiat. So one of the major challenges was the legal regime, the appropriate legal regime to help the council to actually carry out its mandates, particularly to regulate the port economy. Now, Mr. President, being, someone who understands business world, who has seen it all, set out to navigate the economy of Nigeria from oil dependence to the non-oil sectors, particularly the import and export sector of the economy. Now, my appointment, having come from the Ministry of Justice as a prosecutor for about 18 years, one of the major things that I needed to do to tackle this challenge was to come up with a new legal regime, which the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy supported. So today we have a bill for the Nigerian Port Economic Regulatory Agency has been passed by the two chambers of the National Assembly and is in front of Mr. President now for assent. As soon as the bill is assented to, the first thing we need to do is to bring about on board the new agency, which will be the Port Economic Regulatory Agency. And that agency will begin to set up structures for proper regulations within the sector, so that in the next 5 years, like you said, the agency would have been properly grounded to take care of the port economy, and the regulatory activities would have been solidly laid on the ground. And you see a new port sector, you will see the economy booming from that sector, job creation, you will see a lot of automation systems, the Nigerian port system being automated through regulatory oversight and all of that. So in the next 5 years, with the new agency coming on board after the signing of that law, you will see a lot of economic boom in that sector.
Together, the strategic visit to the News Agency of Nigeria and the recognition by the Nigerian Union of Journalists not only reflects Nigerian Shippers Council's commitment to strengthening media partnerships, but also affirm the growing national acknowledgement of its pivotal role in advancing the marine and blue economy agenda.
From these reports, it is clear that the media and Nigerian Shippers Council share a bond that has endured and will only grow stronger. We, at the Shipper, stand proudly as journalists too, and continue to learn from the stories we share, which we'll definitely enjoy as we move forward. Over now to the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. The Honorable Minister predicts excess revenue for blue economy. The Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola CON, says Nigeria's blue economy has recorded over 90% revenue growth and is on course to surpass Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, in earnings. Speaking at the 2025 Day of the Seafarer in Port Harcourt, he attributed the surge to automation, port modernization, and the introduction of a globally compliant policy framework. According to him, the sector is fast becoming Nigeria's next major economic driver. A key highlight of the event was the launch of a maritime labor e-platform designed to streamline labor governance, ensure compliance, and enhance transparency across the maritime workforce. Oyetola also emphasized the government's zero-tolerance stance on shipboard harassment. He pledged to upgrade maritime training, align with international conventions, and improve welfare through stronger regulations and industry partnerships. The Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dayo Mobereola, urged ship owners and operators to comply with the amended MLC 2006 code, which strengthens protections for seafarers and promotes safer, more dignified conditions at sea. Clearly, the waves are rising in Nigeria's blue economy. Let's sail into our tidbit segment with Maria Uekule for more quick local and international updates around the sector.
Good evening and welcome to the tidbit segment on The Shipper. I'm Maria Uekule, bringing you essential updates covering key trends, top stories, and timely insights from the maritime sphere. Let's dive in. The Nigerian Shippers Council, the port economic regulator, visited the Association of Maritime Truck Owners, AMATO, with the aim of strengthening its relationship and addressing key challenges in inland transportation. The NSC team, led by Alhaji Mustapha Zubairu, the Director Inland Transport Services, who represented the ES-CEO of Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Pius Akuta MON, stated that the visit was to identify and solve issues affecting cargo transportation. Issues discussed at the meeting included lack of modern truck marshalling yards with Amato, proposing a site for 4,000 trucks, port congestion, human interference, extortion and insecurity, unstable rates due to inadequate infrastructure and excessive checkpoints, and issues with container detention and its impact on operations. Zubairu noted that NSC acknowledges these challenges and assures Amato of its commitment to improving port operations. He also assured the Association of Councils continuous engagement with stakeholders in improving operations in the ports. He informed that the Council has a Memorandum of Understanding (FRSC) to collaborate in organizing enlightenment campaigns for truck drivers in promoting safety, and that very soon there will be an upcoming sensitization workshop for stakeholders to address industry-wide challenges and propose solutions. The National President of Amato, Chief Remi Ogungbemi, commended the Council's unwavering support and concerted efforts in instilling order within the port environment. The visit aimed to foster cooperation and find solutions to improve the maritime transport sector. We encourage you to follow our social media pages at NG Shippers on Facebook, Instagram, X and YouTube for more of our latest updates, events and information. Let's take a look at our complaints register for the week. The Nigerian Shippers Council has received 3 complaints. While 2 of these complaints have been resolved, 1 is still ongoing. The complaints include issues with conspiracy and forgery, container detention, and refund stoppage. We encourage stakeholders to visit our website at www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng for more information or to lodge their concerns. Let's switch our focus to the international maritime news. A vital new coastal defense project has been launched at Pevensey Bay Beach to protect over 3,000 homes and businesses from flooding. The Environment Agency unveiled the short-term Pevensey phase of the wider Pevensey Bay to Eastbourne Coastal Management on June 27th, alongside committee representatives. The 2-year project will manage 8.5 kilometers of coastline with contractor Volker Stevin handling beach operations. New beach managers Paul Levitt and Amber Carr will oversee the movement of thousands of tons of shingle along the Success shore for reduced flood risk. The broader scheme aims up to protect up to 18,000 properties over the next 100 years. Meanwhile, in a separate development, technology group Vatsia has entered into a 5-year life cycle agreement with Athens-based LNG management company Alpha Gas, covering 2 LNG carriers equipped at Vatsia 34DF engines. The deal, booked in Q2 2025, aims to provide Alpha Gas with enhanced operational insights, increased availability, and improved maintenance cost predictability. This agreement builds on a previous contract signed in November 2024, which covered 2 other Alpha Gas vessels, bringing the total to 4 LNG carriers, now under Vatsia's life cycle agreements. Alpha Gas Technical Director Peter Lonsky emphasized the importance of reliability and efficiency, noting that the agreement would allow for extended time between overhauls and better cost forecasting. Vatsia's Director of Agreement Sales, Henrik Wilhelms, highlighted the tailored consultative approach to meet the unique needs of customers and support the maritime industry's environmental goals toward net zero emissions by 2050. That wraps up this week's segment of Tidbits on the Shipper. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with more insights, trends, and key developments from across the maritime industry. Until then, stay informed and stay safe.
For more than 5 decades, We have empowered and protected the interests of shippers in the nation's maritime industry. Our focus is to facilitate trade, regulate tariffs and rates, as well as handle shippers' complaints on cargo losses, damage and non-delivery. We offer dispute resolution mechanism for shipping and trade disputes between shippers and service providers. We are Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator, your gateway to a thriving maritime sector. Nigerian Shippers Council will meet you at the port of your need.
Ahoy is the signal for betting, which here signals the end of the program. We shall eagerly await your presence when we set sail again. Until then, don't forget to follow us on social media at NG Shippers. We wish you clear skies, calm winds, and a swimmingly great week ahead. Goodbye.